Good morning, lovelies. It is a beautiful, beautiful day in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I managed to get out of the bed, not in time to see the actual sunrise, but right after it had come over the ocean. I do not have the ability with this phone to switch cameras from front to back, so you may get a whole lot of this. That's the shoreline, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Looks like they're putting in a new pier. Super excited about that. I think the tide's going out. Ooh, that sun is bright. Just wanted to pop on here and tell you guys, I get really philosophical when I get to be by myself and not around other people, especially at the beach or in the mountains. Sitting by water just by yourself, thinking, talking to God. And I was looking at that pier and it looks so ugly. It looks so ugly. But once the junk's over, once the work's over, it's going to be such a wonderful place for people to go sit and enjoy with their family and fish and just have a good time. And I thought about some of the hard times that I've gone through in my life, and you just never think it's ever going to end. You think the pain's never going to go away or whatever. But then when the pain's been over long enough and you can look back and you see and you finally get to the point where you can start looking inside and growing from the experience, you see that on the other side things can be so much better. You can learn so much more about yourself and those around you, and you would have never gotten to that point. You would have never had that information if it had not been for the ugly time. I know that sounds so, oh my gosh, you're just being so woo woo. No, it's just the truth. And when you're in the mess, if somebody ever tried to tell you, oh, you'll be grateful that this happened one day, I can't say that I'm actually grateful that all the junk has happened, that, I made decisions that led to some bad things, and other people made decisions that led to some hurtful things, because none of us are perfect, and none of us are ever the only victim in a situation, and none of us are completely innocent in any situation, you know. If you had told me then that there would be some good come out of it, I would have rolled my eyes. I would have been like, you've never been through what I've been through. You know what? None of us has ever been what somebody else has been through. Even if it's the same kind of a problem, all of us respond differently. So none of us ever know how somebody else is responding or feeling in a situation. But so I try not to tell anybody while they're going through a hard time it's going to be okay, because they don't want to hear it. They're not going to hear it. I didn't want to hear it. I just wanted somebody to tell me, I understand and I love you. So if you're going through a really hard time right now, I understand. I understand. And I'm not going to tell you that one day you'll be able to see some good come out of it. But I will tell you that if I was to look back, and if I could go back and tell myself in those days when I was going to bed miserable and waking up miserable, just lonely and despondent, I wish I could tell myself, if you only knew how much better it's going to be in just a little while. I don't know that I would have even listened to myself, but maybe I would have. I hope you have a wonderful day, lovelies. I am not moving. My family and I are leaving today to go back home. I'm going to be home for just a little while. I'm house sitting and dog sitting for a good friend of mine. And then I'm going on another trip with a good friend of mine, girls trip. And hopefully I feel a little better. I have not felt very well on this trip. That's why there's not more beach information. I was going to spend the day on the beach yesterday and I just wasn't feeling well. Decided I needed the air conditioning and rest yesterday. And that's another lovely thing with growing older, isn't it? We just have to decide when to push through and when to listen to our bodies and take a rest. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, lovelies. Bye.